All of these translations make perfect sense when there is a heightened understanding of these matrix cycles that occur. The Sol, sun, known as G, is going to give the pineal gland a scrubbing with a brush, which means a close flyby. What does that have to do with Sol, the sun? The letter G is used to indicate Sol in many languages, as was just shown, while another synonym for G in Turkish is bin, translated as G and thousand. The monetary expression of having 1,000 Gs is displayed here, yet what is also indicated is the left sun, phone X, phone 9, of the 1,000 years. The 1,000 is the full universal expression of the in-breath and out-breath of the Platonic year, whereupon the left sun, or the Latin term oculus sinistro, meaning the left eye, makes its appearance known to mankind again. This is most likely one of the main reasons why everything that is left is presented as evil and wrong, as shown by the Old English word lift, meaning weak, worthless, and the Latin sinistra, meaning left, wrong, adverse, unfavorable. This is the red dragon of China and hidden eye of the occult, since occult comes from the Latin oculusa for eye, which is the raw amen of the hidden sun.
The left eye, or oculus sinistro, evil eye, that is going to do a brush by when the gods declare humanity to be weak and worthless, left from the amount of acidity that has been built up from the end point of the in-breath cycle.
As an expression of the end of the in-breath, which needs to be cleansed out, that is displayed in the Latin word redalo, meaning out-breath, exhale, expire, while the Latin term red means retro, rearward, backwards, in reverse, again, refresh. Once the breath is full, it needs to be exhaled to relieve the tension, and the Turkish word bin highlights this when associated with the events of 9/11 and the false metonymy terrorist known as Bin Laden. Laden is a term that simply means loaded, and therefore we have a loaded bin, or bin laden, that needs to be emptied. In our case, the loaded bin of the earth and her lung capacity, with the ever-increasing human population explosion and the increasing amounts of carbon dioxide and acidification. The full bin of the earth's lungs, as shown by the Turkish bin, meaning thousand, depicting the full breath allegorical 1,000 years from the biblical book of Revelations, that needs to be exhaled, haloed by the rainbow halo of the red star known as disaster. What we do, the earth does, the solar system does, the galaxy does, the universe does. Everything is breathing.
The false metonymy terrorist known as Bin Laden, a full bin of breathing cycle. The full bin of the 1,000 years that needs to be rainbowed or exhaled with the help of the phoenix. Even the name Osama comes from the Latin os, meaning mouth, opening, source. And the Latin ama translate as bucket. Osama is the source bucket of the breath from the bin that is now laden full and is ready to be exhumed. 9/11 indicated that we are now in the little season, the 13th mini age of the zodiac, where the dragon phoenix has been living.
The archery target of the Korean word sul is the bullseye or eye of Taurus, the left sun that was measured out from the age of Taurus to bring in the age of Aries 216 years early to come back and meet the age of Pisces head on and bring the solar system breath back outwards. Up until that point in time, in the age of Taurus, mankind was used to seeing two suns in the sky, but one was taken out so that it could be sent down to create a magnetic pull in opposition to the direction that we are currently going in right now. This will turn the solar system breath around to be sent back outwards, which keeps the cycle moving. If man and woman are each a little universe, as stated in theology, then it would not be hard to surmise that this cleansing process is going on continuously in the body, with each breath in being laid to waste by the red root chakra that spins the yellow Manipura solar plexus chakra back outwards in purification. Manipura is from the Italian mani and Latin manus for hand, and Latin mani meaning morn, as well as Latin pura meaning pure, clean, clear. The Latin purissa gives a meaning of pus, bitterness, gall, venom, as related back to the Korean translation of sol, meaning skin pustules. Indirectly, this implies that the solar chakra is the hand that is continuously being cleansed and purified of the venom, bitterness, and gall that gets built up during each in-breath. It is apparent that every breath is a cleansing of waste that becomes accumulated in the body, and humans are the little universe because the same process happens out there, albeit on a much larger scale. When returning to the Korean Sol and its nouns, everything becomes a lot more clear. The left sun Ji turns the breath of the soul around by hitting it like an archery target. Bullseye, son of Taurus constellation, which also acts as a brush and scrubber for all of the pustules and waste that have been accumulated, and consequently also clears the pineal gland as it sends the solar plexus into the opposite direction. Does not the universal matrix need cleansing just like the body? When the pH is 1, the priests of Jupiter, Dis Aster, give a pH 1 phone call to the Phoenix by dialing 9 to send the bull's eye in the sky, which will hit the acidic pH of 1 like an archery target and send the breath back out in the opposite direction. When the pH is 1, they send in the round zero bull's eye sun from Taurus, which completes the paradox of 1 and 0 in the binary duality matrix code of paradoxical reset. This is the great work of Freemasonry, and right now this dream theater called Earth is becoming a full house. And in cards, the suit that can beat a full house is the royal flush. Because in writhing, it's all about receiving the royalty payments. The royalty payments given to the gods to resurrect the dead sun by using the metonymy energy that we all create by believing in the all capital letter dead fiction appellation that is engraved upon our subconscious. The subconscious that is going to royally flush us all out. It's the cycle in the story called life that is also a trap, where we are forced to play our part as characters within it, because when you spell the word part backwards, it turns into trap. A trap that has turned us into biological batteries, as depicted in the Sumerian Anunnaki story of the planet Nibiru, needing more gold to sustain the atmosphere. The atmosphere that is lost after each breath, because the human body is also losing more atmosphere after each cycle of breath. That's the allegorical depiction of what is also literally happening. And when we lose atmosphere, we age, and then need to keep the cycle happening by pumping out more kin for sin, which is the moon pumpkin.
Each breath is a loss of atmosphere in the body. This is the basis for the Anunnaki story of Nibiru losing its atmosphere during each full orbit of the planet around the sun, an allegorical depiction of the breathing cycle, and needing more gold to repair it. We are the ones who are now mined for the precious gold by providing the heroes, eggs, soldiers, and children to keep replenishing the lost atmosphere. The moon is the pumpkin, and we're pumpkin for sin to replenish the atmosphere. Sin is the Akhenaten name for the god of the moon.
Humanity pumps more kin to increase the atmosphere again by manifesting children who will create more golden honey plasma for the gods by sacrificing some of the family jewels. The jewels are in actuality the electrical jewels, which is the true basis for the 3600 years of Nibiru. We are the water that create the electrical watts of power for the gods, and a watt-hour is a unit of work that is equal to the power of 1 watt operating for 1 hour, which is exactly 3600 joules. 1 watt-hour that is 3600 joules is your 3600 years of the Nibiru orbit. We are the ones who sacrifice our jewels from the family jewels to pump more kin who will also be mined for gold. Zecharia Sitchin was well aware of these facts as he was a 33rd degree Freemason. He translated the story correctly, but never told any of his readers what the story is actually portraying. The same story these false gods tell humanity over and over again. The greatest story ever told.